Yeah, we're going up, up, up. So, I'm here to tell you all about
All right, I'm here to tell y'all about
Michael Leverett Jr.
Jasmine Lindsay Leverett.
Michael is super country. So he is from a small area around Augusta, and he is so country. It's not even funny. And the more we go home, that countryness comes out. It's crazy. So Michael Leverett Jr. is country.
The first thing, it's the easiest thing to come up with is my wife is a great mom. I mean, the way she takes care of Michael, the way she can console him. I'm a very aggressive parent. I'm not the cuddly, grab your son, hold him up against you and tap him to sleep type of parent. I'm like the type of parent.
He is also a people person. So Michael wants to talk to everybody. It doesn't matter if it's the person in line at the grocery store. It doesn't matter if it's the guy walking on the side of the street or his family and friends. Michael wants to talk to everyone. So me being a little bit more introverted of a person than he is, that sometimes makes me uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, he just has a really big heart and he wants to share his life with people.
2, my wife is extremely inspiring. My wife has opened my eyes to everything from wanting to travel abroad, wanting to go to different places, wanting to explore my interest, which is history. I go to Washington, D.C., go to the battlefields during the Civil War, do those things. And I don't think if I wouldn't have married her, I don't think it would have even come up in my head to do these things.
So the other thing about Michael is that he doesn't say bad things about people, ever. He has such a kind heart, which is one of my favorite things about him. He just doesn't think ill of people. I don't even think these things go through his mind. It's not that he doesn't just say them, but if you try to come up to Michael and say something negative about somebody, he's just gonna be like, yeah, and like exit from the conversation because it makes him that uncomfortable. So my husband does not like saying negative things about people.
All right, 3, my wife's extremely motivated, and this kind of goes back on 2 as well, and it's so inspiring to see it. I mean, she went from not knowing if she would ever get the job of her dreams to actually getting the job of her dreams, and it makes you want to do the exact same thing. And now she's following her dreams every single day and doing everything that she can to prosper in it. And it's just fascinating to see my wife do something of that, someone that I'm married to and someone that my kids can look up to and understand that those things can come true if you just put your mind to it and work hard.
4th thing about Michael is that he is super playful. So this is one of my favorite things about him because I'm really playful, kind of like a kid at heart, but I don't always show that side to everyone. So he brings that out of me. He's just a very playful person, and I've really seen that translate over to having Michael. So I think that's what makes him such a great dad. He just plays with him a lot. He's so playful with him. They will lay on the floor and play with Michael's toys for hours and hours on end. And I really see a lot of that coming out in little Michael because he's very like extroverted too, just like his dad. And I think that's because of how playful they are with each other.
4, my wife is such a good planner that she plans stuff to a T. And I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I'm still not, but we found a way to come together and get a common ground on how much planning we should do on certain trips and not. But from the fact of us going to Hawaii for our honeymoon, and we got to see everything because her plans were on point. We've become such great partners at that when she's planning a trip, she already knows Mike wants to sit at a hotel for a day and experience that too. That is something that I love about my wife, because she does something that I am terrible at. And I think everybody should have somebody that does that.
The last thing about Michael is he's a terrible multitasker. Absolutely terrible. He can't do two things at once to save his life. But the reason this is because he's a multi-thinker. So he's not a multitasker, multi-thinker. And he always has 20 thoughts in his head. He is thinking about football, friends, family, what he wanted to do next. And that's why he can't translate all of those thoughts into tasking, because there's just too much going on up there. So I've just learned to love it and accept that my husband is a multi-thinker and that I will be the multitasker.
The last thing, number 5, last thing. My wife is extremely headstrong. She's headstrong in the sense of I don't have to worry about anybody influencing her to do anything that she doesn't want to do. Now, the other part of that is she is headstrong to the point where she believes sometimes that she didn't do something, and then we find out that she did it. And I'm like, gotcha. But I wouldn't change anything about my wife. Not one thing. Because if I change one thing about her, then she's no longer my wife. She's somebody else. I want her to stay the same. And I want her to be the person that she is for the rest of our lives. I hope that gets me some kudos at the end of this. It has to. Hey, I'm Michael.
And I'm Jasmine.
And this is Little Michael.
Yep, Michael the third.
3. We wanted to start a YouTube video to almost chronicle our lives and to keep our family informed of what we're doing, because our family lives far away and they don't get to see him nor us every single week. Everything that we talk about, they can see it whenever they want to. The same way as us. In a couple of years, we look back at these videos and see Michael grow.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason for me, is I want to create memories that we can go back and watch and enjoy. I think another thing we want for any of our viewers or people that are watching us, the 3 people that might actually watch this video, I think that we offer a unique perspective to life. So we come from very different cultures, very different backgrounds. I'm, I guess, half white / American / my mom is from Colombia, South America, and then
I'm African American.
Anyways, we offer different, unique, and it's been challenging sometimes, and sometimes it's been really enjoyable to have different perspectives on what we want to do as a family,
how we want to raise our kids.
That's a big one. What we want to do in the future, how we want to spend our money,
what we want to eat,
what we want to watch. So a lot of the times we disagree
on a lot of stuff,
on a lot of things, but I think in essence, morally, we line up pretty well.
Yep.
So that's in us. If you care a little bit, then you should subscribe to our channel, or just follow us on Instagram, or maybe you don't know if you like us yet.
So keep watching.
Yeah. So plus you get to see more of that one.
Yeah.
Who's pretty adorable.
Also, who's not paying attention and who couldn't care less about this right now.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.